Hello, beautiful truth seekers. Welcome in or welcome back to the Third Flame Tarot. My name's Amber. Thank you so much for being here. I am really glad that you are. Today's reading is going to be for the sign of Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, welcome in to your June 2024 full-length tarot reading here at the Third Flame Tarot. I am super excited to get into this reading today. You know how much I love you, Scorpio. I talk about how awesome Scorpios are all the time. I love Scorpios. But anyway, Scorpio, before we get started pulling cards, there's a few things I'd like to talk about. Astrologically speaking, there's not a whole lot going on in your sign right now, but your planets and asteroids are doing some pretty amazing things. So if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen how much I talk about Pluto retrograde, well, here's your update. Pluto, your planet, went into retrograde back on May 2nd, 2024. And Pluto is the planet of transformation. It's a death and rebirth. It's Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a potent transformational energy. And with it going into retrograde, this means that the energy will be focused inward, meaning the transformation is going to be deep internal transformation. Now, Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, which is all about our hopes, our dreams, aspirations, and friendships. So this Pluto retrograde is gonna allow us to go inward, or it's gonna help progress us as we go inward to work through our dreams, our desires, our passions, our wants in life. It's gonna make us redirect and focus in more clearly on what it is we want out of life, our dreams and hopes. So that's really cool, Scorpio. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Awesome. Love it. And then another cool thing that's going on is Lilith, one of your asteroids, is sitting in Virgo right now at its last degree, so the 29th degree. It's just about to move into Libra next week, which means it's 9 months away from making it into your sign, Scorpio. And that's going to be a really potent, powerful energy for you to be able to tap into during the 9 months that Lilith will be in your sign. So, yes, I'm really excited for this reading. I want to pull some cards, but first, let's talk about my meditation today. Now, the first thing I see when I get into meditation is a totem pole, and there are 4 animals on the totem pole. The bottom totem pole is a raccoon, and then it moves up to lizard, and then after lizard is a black house cat, and it was a really interesting totem because it was the only one out of all the other animals on the totem pole that was black. So there was a black house cat, and it looked like anime style. It was the odd one out for sure. The other ones were classic wood totem pole animals, and then the black cat was black and looked almost cartoonish. So after the black cat, we got eagle at the very top of the totem pole. And then that scene fades away, and I'm sitting in meditation for a few minutes until a scene starts to become clear. And I'm looking at a woman from behind, and she's wearing a headscarf, and it's green. I'm pretty sure it was green plaid, but it could have been green and black checkerboard pattern. But anyway, the green scarf caught my attention, but what really caught my attention was how beautiful her hair was. She had hair that was mid-length, and it was the most shiny, silky, dark chestnut brown hair, and it was wavy. It wasn't straight, but it wasn't curly. It was just a beautiful, like, wavy. And I remember looking at this hair and thinking about how beautiful it was. And then that scene fades away, and I'm sitting in meditation again for quite a while. And then I have an auditory vision or experience where I heard, this is kind of funny, I heard a man's voice yelling, "Hey, who's got the cookies? And I remember like hearing that, but I couldn't see anything. It was black. There was no visuals. It was just auditory. But I remember like it being black, but me turning my head to like look around, but there was nobody there. So it was just blackness. And then that scene fades away, and this is a very interesting part. So that scene fades away, and I'm looking now at a red rose. And the red rose is in blackness, but it's like it's got a spotlight on it. And the red rose is just floating in the air. It was about this big. And the red rose was like the most beautiful dark red I have ever seen. It was just like delicious looking, but it was dark red rose, but the stem was long and very straight, and it was black. So, you know, typically a red rose has green stem. No, this one had a black stem, and it had really big thorns on it too. They weren't like your average size thorns. They were very big. And then just under where the I guess you would call that the head of the rose, or the base of the rose, the flower itself, just under that were 2 leaves sticking out on either side. And on the right side, the leaf from underneath started moving. And I started to see little tiny baby spiders, like very, very, very tiny little specks, just start to crawl out from underneath the leaf and walk around on the rose on the leaf. And I was watching these hundreds, if not thousands of spiders crawling out from underneath the leaf. And then I hear something from my right side, and I hear, it's like galloping, and I hear drr, 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 drr. And then it's an ostrich, and the ostrich comes up really, really fast, stands by the rose, puts it in its mouth, and then takes off again in the, like, not opposite direction, but behind. So it came in this way, and then it ran that way. And that was the last thing I saw within my meditation. All right, Scorpio, let's get into your reading. Ooh, I just hit my light. All right. Scorpio, I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to your full-length reading. Yeah, your May reading was very, very amazing. It was all about finding confidence after somebody walked away from you. So it was like, I think I titled it You're in Resistance to Being Alone. Yeah. But the reading, as it went along, was all about self-empowerment. And I think we got some socialization energy from that reading where there was a party or some kind of social gathering that came up in that reading. But you know, I just did the full moon in Capricorn reading the night before last. And in that reading for you, Scorpio, we got a little bit of regret energy about something that had happened. And Spirit was encouraging you to let go of that regret and that you were giving it energy to the wrong thing. But we also got in that reading that we got Aries, and then we got, what else did we get in that reading? We got Aries and, oh yeah, Neptune. Yes, so it's like Spirit was encouraging, look, Mars. I just split the deck right after I was talking about Aries. We've got Mars and South Node. Ooh, yes. Is one of your planets Mars? I think one of your planets is Mars, Pluto, or Scorpio. You have 2 planets associated with you. I am pretty sure. Yes, that is correct. You have Pluto and Mars as your planets. But yeah, in that reading, we got Mars, or Aries, and then Neptune. And Neptune is the god of like art, fantasy, you know, the god of the ocean. Look, I love it when Spirit does this. I'll be shuffling and a card will just poke out like this. I'm gonna take it. But yeah, in that reading, Scorpio, it felt to me like Spirit was trying to encourage you to branch out and you know, take your art into the world, start sharing it with people. Whatever that art is, I mean, it could be painting, it could be writing, it could be dancing, singing, music. It's a passion of yours. Yes. Spirit was encouraging you to take your passion into the world. All right, Spirit. There was some other stuff that happened in that reading. You should go check it out if that resonates with you. If anything I just talked about resonates with you, you should go check them out. But anyway, Spirit, we are here to get an energy update for the Scorpio collective, please. Scorpio, month of June, please. 2024. What can you tell us about the Scorpio collective for June 2024, please? 2 more shuffles. That's 1. And 2. Receptive. Nadir. Whoa. Pluto! Hot diggity damn. Yes. We got Pluto for the Scorpio reading. Thank you, Spirit. And then let's find out what this one is. Virgo, that's where Lilith is. That's what I was talking about. Look at all this beautiful, mysterious energy in your reading, Scorpio. Beautiful. Okay, so the first card out is the receptive card. Now, receptive energy is feminine energy. It is going within, getting quiet within yourself, within your mind, so that you can become a channel, a clear channel to receive messages from spirit, right? Okay, it's a cup, you know? It's like you're receiving the messages from spirit and you're this receptacle, you know? And the way you do that is you go quiet and you spend time alone, Scorpio, and that came out in your May reading, was that you were in resistance to being alone. But here, Spirit, if you are not doing this already, is encouraging you to go quiet. Become receptive to what the messages that the universe is trying to bring you. And this totally plays into the next card here, which is Nadir. Nadir is another asteroid, and I would love to read this out of the book for you, but Nadir, as you can see, has a moon on it, and moon is intuition. It's another quiet energy. It is Cancer energy, and it's a receptive energy. Let's read you Nadir. Yeah, and then, I mean, at a glance, with Pluto there, this is going to be transformative for you. If you can make peace with being alone, this is going to be a big challenge for you. But it's going to bring so much growth and transformation. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Nadir. Chiron. Oh, is Nadir? Nadir is an angle, isn't it? It's not an asteroid. I'm still learning astrology. Is Nadir an angle? I could have sworn it was... Oh yes, Nadir. It is an angle. It is an angle, not an asteroid. So Nadir. The Nadir is located 180 degrees opposite the midheaven. It is on the cusp of the 4th house. It signifies the private self and subjective consciousness. It is the inner realm of emotions and relates to family and home life. So it's located 180 degrees opposite the midheaven. It is on the cusp of the 4th house, which is Cancer. Cancer sits in the 4th house, all about home and family life. It signifies the private self and the subjective consciousness. So yeah, it's the private self. It's the you that you don't really share with the world around you. It can be your home and family life as well, but in this reading, I'm definitely getting an energy of individuality. Like, this is you, Scorpio, and this is like when you are alone with your private self, it allows you to become more receptive here. And obviously the feeling of resistance to this is still in your energy because Pluto is here, and that's showing me that this is something that you need to transform. There is a part of you that needs to die, an ego death that needs to die, and a part of your ego that needs to be let go of. You know, why? Why do you have so much resistance to being alone? You could ask yourself this. Yeah, loneliness. It can be a tough one. I mean, we need human interaction. We really do. It's part of us. But when it's like you can't be happy without a person in your life, like a romantic person, then you know, that's something I think we have to work through. Because we want to be confident in ourselves, as ourselves, because that's going to attract a more harmonious relationship into your life. If you are already happy to begin with, then that's going to set you up for a really good relationship if you meet the right person, Scorpio. So, yes, Spirit is definitely asking you to find peace within this loneliness. Find happiness and understand that there is no separation. God is everywhere, in everyone, in everything. We are never truly alone. And this will allow you to speak to your spirit guides too. When you are alone, you can tap into the stream of consciousness and your spirit guides who are there all the time trying to help you. Yeah, Spirit's trying to set you up for love. I can feel it. And then the next card here is Virgo. Now, I just did the full moon in Capricorn read, and I had a meditation about Venus. I know Venus is not Virgo's planet, but this looks a lot like Venus. It looks like she's standing in a shell, and she's got pearls right here. So it looks a lot like Venus, and I had a meditation about that for the full moon in Capricorn reading. But, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty, right? Romance. And that's what I'm getting here. I'm really getting that Spirit's trying to set you up for love, but you have to be content and whole within yourself first. This is your lesson. But Virgo, this is cool too, and it doesn't just look like Venus sitting in the shell, but Lilith, like I said, one of your asteroids is in Virgo right now, and it's about to move into Libra. So Lilith is the asteroid of feminine power. She is so powerful and independent, and she doesn't need anyone or anything, but she can sometimes bring a little bit of darkness or chaos into your experience, but in a really good way. It's the kind of way that will force you to grow, force you to learn. And sometimes we need that. All right. Whew, that was a long base read. I had a lot to say about this, Scorpio. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Spirit is trying to set you up. Spirit doesn't want me to tell you that, though, because they want you to just do it without expecting something, right? I know. I just heard my spirit guide say, don't give it all away. Don't give it all away. Yeah, because Spirit doesn't want you to think of an end game, right? Think of, if I do this, then I will get this. That's not the goal. The goal is to find your inner peace and happiness, stability in your inner peace and happiness. That's the goal. But once you do that, then you're like a magnet for all of your desires. I'm not saying it's easy to do, man. I have not mastered manifestation. I have not mastered my emotions. I am not a master. I am just telling you what I know, and it's something that I work towards every day. And you just catch yourself in the little moments where you're feeling like you're veering off track. You just catch yourself when you get there and you're like, oh man, I was challenged, I failed, but I can try better next time, you know? Yes, Spirit. This is amazing. What else can you tell us for the sign of Scorpio? Let's get 2 more shuffles. That's 1. And 2. Ooh, look, 1 got left behind. You know how I feel about those. All right, Spirit. What can you tell us about the sign of Scorpio? Any more words or advice for the Scorpio collective that this belongs to, please? What else can you tell us for Scorpio, Spirit? What else? What else can you tell us? Thank you. What else can you tell us for Scorpio? What else? Ooh, whew. I get tingles in the back of my head when I'm reading sometimes. I think it's my spirit guides. Okay, wow. This is already so amazing. Let's stop here. Okay. So the first card out was the 10 of Vessels. Now, it did come out in the sideways. And how I read that is like, it's not in the reverse, right? It's not like you're in resistance to this. It's like you're thinking about it and you're working on it, but it's not quite fully manifested yet. But the first card out is the 10 of Vessels. That is spiritual enlightenment. The Vessels element is ether in this deck. Now in this deck there are 5 elements. In traditional Rider-Waite there's earth, air, fire, water, but in this deck there's earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Now this is the spirit card, and it was the first card that came out, and it gave me tingles. Which, something to note, Scorpio, in your May reading, towards the very end of the reading, we got the Ghost card. And I got a pretty clear sensation that maybe you have dabbled in darker arts, or even a Ouija board, or some other form of divination that you didn't really know what you were doing, and you could have attracted an energy into your life. I got that feeling as well in your full moon in Capricorn reading. Again, towards the end, we got the Goose card, and it was kind of like a warning, like you might have not known what you were doing, or made a mistake, or you attracted something into your experience. Now, I'm not saying that this card is that, but the fact that it's the spirit element just made me think of that. Okay, and then the next card that came out is the Pope, which, again, with spiritual energy, the Pope is religious. He can communicate with the divine. He is a messenger of God. But look at this card. This is an interesting depiction of the Pope, because we've got these strings coming down attached to his arms, and he's got white eyes. But that to me kind of feels like, you know, he could be a puppet to external forces, but that's not how I'm seeing it in this reading for you, Scorpio. I'm seeing it as he's being manipulated by God, or perhaps he's being manipulated by spirit. Which, like I said, I keep getting that vibe, Scorpio, just a little bit. And then we've got, ooh, the 6 of Cups. Wow, okay. So that's past life energy, past life recognition, your South Node, and that did come out when I split the deck earlier, the South Node card with Mars. Scorpio, this energy that may be attached to you has been with you a really long time. It might not have been in this lifetime that you dabbled in things that were on the darker side of the spectrum. And maybe we're just a little bit careless with it. It could be from a past life experience as well, or this entity maybe has been with you a really long time. I want to get some clarity on that, but let's see what this card is here. The mystery card. Whoa, the King of Vessels in the reverse. Wow, okay, let's pull out the book for this one. The King of Vessels. Let's see here, Knight of Vessels. King of Vessels, here we go. Okay, the King of Vessels. It's in the reverse. It came out in the reverse, Scorpio, but I'm going to turn it around just so you can see the artwork better. The King of Vessels, element, ether, and fire. The King of Vessels represents the fourth and final stage of the alchemical great work. Oh my God. Yeah, the Ten of Vessels came out in the sideways. This is like, and then the King of Vessels came out upside down. It's like you are so close. You are so close to getting this. This might be one of your final lessons before you can reach the new stage in your alchemical process, Scorpio. It's like on the tip of your tongue, right? It's just, it's there. It's like, just out of reach kind of feeling. That's what I'm getting. Okay, the King of Vessels represents the fourth and final stage of the alchemical great work. As the fire of the court, this figure embodies the active principles assigned to the masculine side. Following that concept, the King of Vessels appears as the sun and the alchemical sulfur, a metaphor for the soul. The message previously sent from the White Queen was warmly received by the Red King, who agreed, and that's one of your colors, Scorpio. Your colors are red and black. Okay, sorry. I keep getting distracted because I get really excited. Okay. The message that was sent from the White Queen was warmly received by the Red King, who agreed to a peaceful meeting. As we can see, they both look at each other, defining a harmonious rendezvous. So the other card, the Queen of Vessels, if you pair them next to each other, they're looking at each other. So beautiful. Defining a harmonious rendezvous. The long-awaited alchemical wedding is about to happen. That's exactly what I was saying. Like love is coming in for you, but you have a little bit of spiritual work to do here. The long-awaited alchemical wedding is about to happen. Sol and Luna, King and Queen, have finally reconciled, and they are ready for their symbolic conjunction, forming a perfected whole. The King and Queen, while merging, enable the balance of the elements occurring in our inner selves that exceeds external manifestation. As an example, in both figures, we can see an enlightened shape that shines outside of hermetic vases. Dressed in red, the Solar King gradually transforms the White Queen. This operation is usually called rubedo, a phase that establishes a spiritual apotheosis, the matter turning into light, and the achievement of the Philosopher's Stone. Oh man, Scorpio! This mythical substance is not the final and perfected material, but rather the formula to turn the base metals into gold. Upon knowing the common association of the Queen with the base metals as the receptive properties is the White Queen. Wow, look! The White Queen! That looks like a White Queen to me, Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Okay. Upon knowing the common association of the queen with the base metals as the receptive properties, and assuming that the king is the miraculous philosopher's stone, we can understand the magnitude of this union of them. Symbolically, they generate a child, the alchemical gold that represents the perfected being, the rebirth of a whole new self. The king can be you, or a person that helps you achieve the alchemical rubedo. Okay, so your King of Vessels came out in the reverse. So let's read the reverse. The reverse. Self-absorbed. Irascible? I don't know that word, I'm sorry. Irascible. Or self-centered. In reverse, this king is also independent and focused, but he denies any kind of help, union, or a different perspective, so he does not accomplish the greatest step in his spirituality. The fire that dominates the card tends to incite his impulsive temper, which only delays the progress of his own higher tasks. This untamed fire can be responsible for other obstinate attitudes and postures. He needs to release himself from these chains preventing him from hearing the call. On a different spiritual level, some can call him a cult leader. His way to inspire people may revel egotistical interests in the process, dragging others into his own abyss. It says, this king is also independent and focused, but he denies any kind of help/union or a different perspective. So he does not accomplish the greatest step in his spirituality. Yeah, it's like I'm feeling that you're just a little bit stubborn, Scorpio. Perhaps seeing things in this perspective in a more positive light is a little hard for you. You might feel like, what's the word? Just negative Nancy kind of feeling towards it all. You might feel a little bit of resentment, or maybe you're stuck in the past a little bit. We did get the 6 of Cups here. But look at all this spiritual energy. Like you are being called to a spiritual transformation. You are being called. And I really truly feel like your lesson here is to become more receptive in your feminine energy, understanding that everything happens exactly the way it needs to happen, and understanding that your lesson to be content within yourself and confident within yourself alone. I think that's your challenge here. But Spirit is like a little nudgy here with the White Queen, and then Virgo being here, and like the alchemical marriage. Like, I don't know. Now this could just be the marriage of your feminine and masculine sides to yourself, like internally. Or this can mean, a union with an actual person. That you're opposite, fire and water, right? Fire and water. Okay, I want to get one more card out of this deck to fill this hole here. Okay, Spirit. Can you tell us more about the King of Vessels in reverse? Why did the King of Vessels in reverse show up here for Scorpio? Are they feeling stubborn? Thank you. Ooh, yes. The 2 of Pentacles. You know, this to me feels like it's your thoughts, right? Your thoughts, you keep going back and forth on thoughts. Sometimes you feel really positive, and then other times you feel really negative. And it's just this kind of like, you're working to like balance out your thoughts, right? And find the middle path, right? Not overly optimistic to the point where you can get disappointed, but then not overly negative to the point where you can be depressed and uncontent. That's the feeling I'm getting off of this Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is a big lesson for you, Scorpio, but one that's going to take you to everything you desire. It's going to help you attract what it is you want into your life. Okay, let's get a few cards out of this deck, and then we've got to use the Pluto Oracle. So I got a new deck, Scorpio. It's the Oracle of Pluto. And there you are, of course, Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio. Okay. Let's get a few cards out of this deck, though, and then we'll move on to the Pluto Oracle. All right, Spirit. Can you tell us what the Scorpio needs to be focusing on here in order to reach their 10 of Vessels, their spiritual enlightenment here? How can they help balance their thoughts out, their negative and positive thoughts? Yeah, it's feeling like the Two of Pentacles is giving me a feeling a little bit of, yeah, emotional instability here. You are so powerful though, Scorpio. Oh my gosh. You are so powerful. And I talk about this all the time, but I feel like Scorpios, sometimes they're oblivious to how powerful they are. And you've got to be careful with your thoughts, Scorpio. Because when you're that powerful, you can not only manifest great, amazing things into your life, but you can manifest really bad things into your life too by thinking poorly. Okay, 2 more shuffles. That's 1. And 2. All right, Spirit. What else do we have for the sign of Scorpio, please? What should they be focusing on to get through this lesson? Oh, whoa. What should they be focusing on to get through the lesson? That is truth. And guess what the truth feather is? It's an ostrich feather. And that's what I saw in my meditation today, Scorpio. I saw an ostrich come take the rose and run off with it. Now, in Egyptian lore or mythology, there was a goddess who would weigh people's hearts after they died against a ostrich feather to see if their heart was light enough. I would like to read this in the book for you. 25. Truth. Yes, I said, what does Scorpio need to focus on in order to get through this lesson, to help them through the lesson? Truth. Truth. Seek the truth. A great truth will come to light. A secret will be revealed. Your feelings regarding the situation you are asking about are true. Stand by your personal truth no matter what, and you will be rewarded. This is a time to let your authentic self shine. You have so much to express. Your voice is needed. Meditate on this when you want more authenticity in your life, or you want clarity regarding a person or a situation. The symbol. Feather of Mahat. The ostrich feather is an Egyptian symbol for truth. At the time of death, the goddess Mahat would weigh the heart of deceased against the weight of the feather to see whether or not the person had lived a just life. Yes. Yeah. Spirit is definitely encouraging you to find peace within your loneliness and use the time while you're alone to focus on your spirituality, strengthening your spiritual self, strengthening your convictions. Look, the Philosopher's Stone, the great alchemical work, Spirit says you're there. You have the ability to manifest this, to do this, to accomplish this, to understand this. You do have the ability. You're very powerful. But I think negative thought processes may have snuck in to your mind too much, and this is preventing you from moving on with this lesson. Okay, I want to get a couple more cards out of this deck, and then we'll grab the Oracle of Pluto. All right, Spirit. What else for the Scorpio collective? What else can help them along through this lesson, please? What else, Spirit? What else do you have to say for the Scorpio collective? What else do you have for the Scorpios? Thank you. Whoa! Soulmate! Holy smokes! Scorpio, oh my gosh. Now don't let this overcome you. Don't let this thought overcome you that the soulmate is the end goal. The soulmate is not the end goal. The soulmate is the reward for accomplishing your spiritual endeavors, your spiritual up-leveling. Yeah, Scorpio, the soulmate is coming. It is definitely coming, but Spirit doesn't want you to focus on that. Spirit wants you to focus on your spiritual evolution, and this will just come naturally once you find that internal peace and happiness. What else, Spirit? What else for Scorpio? What else? Anything else? Anything else? Okay. Good fortune. Yeah. Yes, soulmate and good fortune. Yep. Yeah, Scorpio, you just have a few more things that you got to work out. Some kinks to work out so that you can put yourself in a really good position for when this soulmate does come in. Yeah, you don't want to depend on anyone for your happiness. Yeah, if you want a truly rewarding, fulfilling, harmonious relationship, you got to be happy on the inside first. It can't depend on other people. All right, Spirit. Let's get one final card for the Scorpio collective. Okay, 2 more shuffles. That's 1. And 2. Spirit, what do we have for the Scorpio collective? What kind of shadows should they be focusing on releasing at this time? We've got hawk. That's a lot like an eagle. And I did see an eagle on the totem pole at the beginning of my meditation today. It could have been a hawk in my meditation. Very well could have been. The hawk. Yeah, it was a big bird at the top of the totem pole. I know that for sure. At the very top of the totem pole. Okay, let's read this out of the booklet. Hawk. Okay. Hawk, number 7. Okay. I asked Spirit, what shadows should the Scorpio be focusing on releasing at this time in order to learn the lesson they need to learn to move forward? What kind of shadows should they be focusing on? And we've got intelligence, independence, adaptability, and clarity. Scorpio, your shadow is your independence, your solidarity, your oneness, the self, you, yourself, and you. Yeah, this is your lesson. This is your shadow. I don't know how many times I should say it. I think you get the point by this time. At this point, I think you get it. Okay. Hawks inhabit every single continent except for Antarctica because of the vast diversity found in the environments they inhabit. Hawks are incredibly adaptable creatures thanks to their prevalence. Almost every ancient culture has lure surrounding this bird of prey. Many put hawks in the same category as ravens, owls, and other creatures known for their sharp intelligence. And scientists do as well. To see the hawk in your reading is a call to check in on your current state. Are you seeing things clearly? There is likely a situation at hand that is asking for a certain amount of flexibility on your part, but you may feel resistant to bending. Be careful that your stubbornness. And we got the King of Vessels in reverse, which is the stubborn energy. It says, be careful that your stubbornness hasn't clouded your vision to your own detriment. This moment calls for some self-awareness and brutal honesty about the role you're playing in your own life and whether you are self-sabotaging. And I got that with the Two of Pentacles here. A bit of self-sabotage, negative thinking. Scorpio. Something to focus on and work through, because once you get this down and you figure this out, woo buddy, you've got some awesome things coming. Look at good fortune. Yeah, Spirit is definitely saying that once you sort this out and figure this out, you have amazing things coming in your future. But you have to embark on this spiritual up-leveling without any expectation for an outcome, right? That's a really big part of spiritual up-leveling, right? You can't be attached to a specific outcome. You just surrender to the universe because you trust, you know that the universe has got your back, that the universe knows what it's doing, that God knows what it's doing, and you surrender to that energy. It's a beautiful feeling. And I am certainly rooting for you, Scorpio. Oh. I want to get one more card. I'm just really being pulled to one more card. And out of the dreams and incarnations. There it is. I always want to say incantations, but it's incarnations. Let's get one final card. I split the deck, and there's Ghost. That came out in your May reading. Okay. Spirit. Can we get one final card for the Scorpio collective that this story belongs to, please? Let's get one final card. One final card for the Scorpios. Okay, 2 more shuffles. That's 1 and 2. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for the sign of Scorpio, please? Any final words of advice or wisdom? Yes, Spirit says yes. Wow, power. Hot damn. That's what I was saying, Scorpio. You are more powerful than you know. You are so powerful. Whew. You have power to really change the trajectory of your life. You have the power to really to do everything. You have magical abilities. You're the 8th house. You can tap into those magical abilities easier than other signs can. It's just innate within you. You have so much more power than you know, Scorpio. And your thoughts have so much more power than you know. They're very powerful. So be careful what you think. Be careful what you think, my darling Scorpios. All right, thank you so much for being here today. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you, Scorpio. I hope you do well for the rest of the month of June, and I cannot wait to see you again in July or in the next full moon and new moon readings. So thank you so much, Scorpio. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. We'll see you next time. Namaste.